Greetings. I'm SRI Master Gano Grills for Galighticus.com, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Questions and Answers. In New York City yesterday, a freak, bizarre accident happened right there in Times Square. I wanted to take a closer look at some of the components that led to that atrocity that occurred yesterday. There's a young man that had been arrested for DWI a couple of times. It means he's made it part of his character because he's been doing this for years, but he's gotten away with it. And what happens is sometimes when you think you're getting away with something, you're not really getting away with anything, for the simple fact that the energy of this kind of inequity will compound itself and concentrate and putrefy and mold into your life to the point where you become emboldened to the extent to which you think that you can continue to act this way and defy the laws of the land that keep law and order and carnage from happening on a daily basis. So let's take a deeper look at this. This 26-year-old, he makes a U-turn, drives down or up a one-way street. He ends up mowing down lots of people, and there was one fatality. And then the car gets impinged on a giant peg. He exits the car, and you see him jumping up and down. He was clearly in a state of hysterics. Eventually, he was tackled. Now, something like this is a really good study because he was using synthetic drugs. And any kind of drugs that would impair your kind of discernment, you're responsible for not only your life, but for the lives of others, especially when you're behind the wheel. So unfortunately, there were many people who were hurt, some fatally. It's really difficult to look at the footage, and these are the risks that people take every day. This is also an opportunity that I wanted to use to say it's really important that when you walk the streets and there's traffic, it's important not to be distracted so that you can hear someone trying to save your life. You can't afford to be unaware when you're walking a metropolis like New York City, where there's lots of traffic and lots of things going on, because your life can be taken in a blink of an eye. And there are spirits that seek to download themselves into an auric field that has been encumbered. And what that means in layman's terms is that whenever you drink an absorbent amount of spirits, wine, alcohol, to be specific, or you take any kind of synthetic drug or organic drug, you are in an altered state of consciousness. And a lot of these drugs, they impede the force field that your auric field is supposed to be. And spirits are always on the lookout for that. And they will jump into your body and have you act out some of the chaotic nature that they have imbued within them. And you will end up like this young man. And it's very unfortunate. This is why everyone needs to have some kind of spiritual protection in place. Everyone needs to be aware and vigilant of their surroundings at all times. And thirdly, it's very, very important that you don't think that you're going to get away with bad behavior or breaking the laws. Breaking the laws when you get away with things is only an illusion to beckon you to come further into your bad behavior, so that you could be punished on a much larger spectrum. And this is how the universe works. So I hope that gives you something to think about. All right. Our first question comes from Lance Johnstone. I'm actually going to read it from my phone. And Lance Johnstone asks a very, very good question on Facebook. And he says, "Blessings, SRI Master. When I have been sleeping with my cosmic beacon next to me at night, I have been experiencing very vivid and powerful dreams. In these dreams, I am very conscious, and I'm experiencing an astral projection to the point that I'm telling myself during the dream that I have to remember this projection when I return to my body. So I remember, however, about 80% of the time as I feel myself returning to my body, it feels like something is internally zapping my memory right before I wake up, Men in Black style. I can only remember having a vivid dream, intense experience, and a flash of light before I wake. Please explain what is happening here, and if anything, is there anything that I can do to remember these experiences? Thanks. Lance, that's a really insightful question. One of the things that I teach my initiates and my students, one of the very first things that I teach them is how to remember their dreams and how to bring this third dimensional consciousness with them into the spirit world, the astral planes, and all of the other domains that are outside of the third density. It's important that everyone within the sound of my voice take some time and think about the importance of being able to be awake during your dreams. And I'm going to tell you why. What you're experiencing in particular is that you've obtained a cosmic beacon. The cosmic beacon really is no different from this cell phone. So this operates, and it's a frequency that allows you to interface with many other different bands of communication. The cosmic beacon also is a celestial device that allows you to communicate with other beings, particularly your divine parents. And because you've obtained one and you're sleeping next to it, it's going to open up the veil within your consciousness and allow you to interface more with the source of your creation. One of the things that you're experiencing is the energy of the human default program of the dream sensor, which is located in your brain. And its job is fully operational. Its job is to set a barrier around the memories of your disappointments from other lifetimes, old relationships, things that don't serve you to move forward and outward with your life and get on with the means of the purpose of why you came to this world without being distracted. It's very important that the dream sensor and the human default program do their job, lest you be encumbered and polarized by lots of the disappointments that you have garnered throughout many sidereal years, which is the span of 26,000 years. The soul that is inside of your hard drive is a mechanism for you to recollect and hold the best things that are best suited for you to execute the cause and the reason as to why you came to this life. So what you're experiencing, as you say, Men in Black style, is the neuralizer, I believe they call it. When you come back into your body, the files that you bring back with you are immediately deleted. And the most important things that you make a point, and your spirit guides and your higher self make a point of highlighting, will be the only things that you remember. And lastly, when you wake up, the strongest elements of what it is that is going to serve you the most will be the things that occur right before you wake up. So I can teach you how to recollect and remember some of those things, but lastly, it's more important for you to make an imperative and make a goal of you not leaving your home until you can remember how to remember your dreams. And I hope that answers your question. Our next question comes from Frederick De Jesus, and he asks, could it be that your divine parentage is determined by the age of your soul? When you have connected with your divine parent, does the pantheon which the divine being falls under correlate to the age of one's soul? I.e., a physically young person may resonate with Heru, young older person or older pantheon, while an older person may resonate with Sri Lakshmi. Well, there are many different variables that contribute themselves that would lead and connect to the purpose of what pantheons cause you to be in existence. And to answer the question quite succinctly, no. There are many different reasons why your young soul might not have a divine parent as a god, because the soul has not been around long enough to be traced back. I said this in another video. There are also young souls who have been purposely placed here by their divine parents. And they have one objective, which is a wish that the divine parent or the god or the deity wishes to be carried out on earth. And they will place that energy into the soul of the individual. I'm going to share this with you guys. I had a request from the divine parents of Mary J. Blige. And the way that it occurred was I had a long series of about 5 or 6 different dreams with Mary J. Blige, and we were talking about different things, and I was helping her to grow. And when I woke up from the dream, I said, wow, that was interesting. And throughout the course of the day, I began to hear the voice of her divine parents. And one of the things that I had to back engineer was a request for me to seek her out and help her to deal with the blessings that she fights with and that she has been fighting with since the day she was born. And I hope that she wouldn't mind me saying this, but there are many different people on the planet who have been endowed with large bandwidths of divine energy from their divine parents, and they struggle with it because they don't know why they're so lucky. They don't know why they're so talented. They don't know why they narrowly escaped death 1 time, 10 times. And they have a sense of guilt that is associated with looking around them and seeing that other people are in the imperilment of their own struggle. So when you look at someone like Mary J. Blige and you listen to her music, you're listening to a soul that is wanting to understand why she's been placed in a field of heartbreak, struggle, and confusion. Yet she is a beacon of light for so many different women who are going through the same thing and don't have the kind of connection and fortune that she's had. So her divine parents had placed her in this world to be an example of what's possible when someone is in tune with what their purpose is. So I share that with you to let you know that nothing is without purpose. Nothing is without a larger cause. Everything on this planet, even an insect or an ant, the smallest ant, the most microscopic fiber of bacteria, is here, part of this experiment. I am SRI Master Gano Grills for Galighticus.com, and I will see you on the next episode of Questions and Answers. Namaste.